They're calling somebody a pedophile without any proof.
Do you believe Trump is in the Epstein files?
Is that really a question?
I swear, the man has been convicted of sexual assault.
Oh my God, are you kidding? He's probably number one on the list.
Yeah, I think he's there. Are you kidding me? Yeah, he's definitely on it.
Kings make their countries about themselves. They are self-centered.
Oh, the times they are a-changin'.
Welcome to Olean, New York, specifically Lincoln Park within Olean, New York, inside New York's 23 congressional district. A couple months ago here in Lincoln Park, there was lots of concerts and people were all experiencing the live music. Now the energy is a bit different. As midterm elections are approaching, some people are frustrated about moves that they deem are authoritarian and are hurting them. We're going to talk to some of those people today.
No hate, no fear. Immigrants are welcome here, no hate, no fear. Immigrants are welcome here, no hate.
Talk to me about some of the reasons you decided to come to the protest today.
You're going to laugh about because I do support this issue. I do 100%. But I came so I could finally see some people and meet some people that had some intelligence to them. Because I'm tired of sitting someplace in a restaurant, a bar, and we start talking, and it's always the Trumpsters that are there that have this to say, that to say. And so I wanted to come out and find some minded people that actually had some IQs with them.
Talk to me about everything that's happened since the last elections. Have grocery prices gone up? Talk to me about cost of living.
Everything has gone up. And you know, unfortunately, my boyfriend is a Trumpster and he ignores everything that's happening, and I can't talk to him about anything that's going on in the news or anything like that. You know, the last thing that JFK said that, you know, early circumcision for you guys causes autism.
There's 2 studies that show children who are circumcised early have double the rate of autism.
Which is hard to believe that a piece of skin off your penis is going to cause you to have a mental illness, but maybe that's what happened to JFK. I don't know.
Do you feel like when Trump initially first ran in 2016, that he was kind of running off of I'm going to drain the swamp type of mentality?
Nobody knows the system better than me, which is why I alone can fix it.
Because a great businessman does not file bankruptcy 4 times. But you know what? The businessmen around here are telling me that is a smart businessman. That to file bankruptcy is a smart business move. To not pay your bills and not pay your workers and try to negotiate a smaller amount is smart business. And if that's smart business, I want to stay dumb. Because I want to be honest. And I believe in karma. Ooh, I love karma. I love karma. And because karma loves me.
They tried to bankrupt them. They tried to assassinate them.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's
the woke left.
Talk about the other truth.
That's the woke left.
What about the fact that he has how many felonies? I've been arrested for a felony here in Buffalo. And because of that, it was dismissed. No, it was dismissed. I promise you, you can look me up. You can look me up. I forgot my gun at the airport. You can look me up. So the guy asked a question, and I came across the street to answer it. That's how that whole conversation started. The question he screamed over was, does anybody individually here ever have supported or sponsored an illegal? I'm from Fort Worth. We depend upon them. They make our life better, and they're hardworking people, and everybody should be judged individually instead of in a mass group of illegals or Trumpsters or non-Trumpsters or whatever. We should all be judged individually. And these people, the illegals that I have met, they rotate through a bed. They get 4 hours in a bed. That's it. They have one bed. People rotate 4 hours in, sleep, and get up and go pick our fruit. Why do we have a problem? Why do we feel so threatened by them? But I asked my boyfriend, since I'm the only one that you know that have ever had any contact at all with illegal aliens, Why do you not take my word for it? They think they're eating the pets. They really, really believe they're eating the cats and dogs.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country.
And it's like, well, how are they getting the cats and dogs to eat? Well, we have leash laws, you know? And honestly, I would know if my pet was missing and you better not eat it. That's just how he talks. He just exaggerates. He's just a jerk.
Talk to me a little bit about the conversation that you had earlier with a counter-protester.
Well, he asked me.
He talked to you a little bit about, it sounded like you were having a conversation about bodily autonomy and women's rights.
Right, yes, because I was saying, you would not have the reverence for this man if you had a vagina, because he's made it perfectly clear he can help himself to any vagina he wants. He just has to walk up and grab it.
Just like, I don't even know. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab them by the pussy. You can do anything.
And you consider yourself to be a star?
I think you can say that.
It was on national TV, and yet we elected him. And yet he's done it time and time again. So as a woman with a vagina, I don't feel safe around him. And why does he get to tell me what passes through my vagina or who I get to invite into my vagina? It's my choice, not his. I don't like abortions and I would never have one personally, but that's not his choice. He didn't have a vagina. He didn't get to vote on that.
If you have to describe politics in America with just one word, what would that word be?
Pathetic.
So who am I speaking with here today?
Jenny Stevens.
Perfect. And are you a resident of Olean?
Yes, I am.
Talk to me a little bit about why you decided to come out to protest today.
So I came out here for personal reasons. I'm seeing a lot of my friends be impacted by the things that Trump are doing, and I'm also being impacted personally. I'm a small-time business owner. I draw for a living, and my stuff online is being censored for being legal.
What's some of the stuff that you draw?
I draw pornography.
Perfect. It says, what does your sign say, actually?
It says, your king wants to control your free speech. Stop censorship.net.
Talk to me about some of the things that have been censored and why you believe that's unfair.
So a lot of not safe for work materials are being censored, and this is leading into LGBT things being censored. This is also leading to resources being censored, things with touchy topics. So, you know, if somebody is a survivor of something, they're not going to be able to access the resources they need. They're not going to be able to access media that represents them. And soon it's going to be free speech entirely. They're coming for political speech, and that's happening all across the states. It's getting bad very fast.
And talk to me a little bit about this issue with your art. How exactly is it being censored, and why is your art important?
So it's mostly down to what the government is trying to do and what payment processors are also trying to do. They are making it so that you cannot purchase goods that are not safe for work, and they are making it so that you cannot view things that are not safe for work, right? So if you want to access a website, whether or not it has not safe for work stuff or not, you have to give them your ID, and that's just surveillance.
Hey, I just want to know, what the fuck is this shit? Every time I'm in Louisiana, I gotta put my fucking ID in to get on Pornhub. What the fuck is this? Who started this shit? Who thought this was smart?
How exactly has your work been censored so far? With the ID stuff, with surveillance, or?
People are unable to subscribe to me because they don't want to give their ID, and I don't blame them. I wouldn't want to give my ID either. So, you know, not only with the economy dropping, there's less people paying for art, there's less people paying for tattoos, stuff like that, right? There's less people paying for luxuries, and art is a luxury good, but it's also more important now than ever.
Talk to me about some of the other issues that you have with the current Trump administration.
ICE, period. Downright awful. Some of the shit that they're doing, unbelievable. Like shooting a dog, going into people's home, knocking door to door. It's wild. It's unbelievable.
ICE says its agents use a, quote, minimum amount of force when making arrests. But every day, new videos pop up online which seem to indicate something else. Last week, agents in that white SUV were filmed in broad daylight throwing a canister of tear gas onto a pedestrian street near a middle school.
Video here of an ICE officer with his gun drawn and interacting with a Fullerton police officer in Santa Ana Sunday has been circulating online.
Another breaking story, an investigation ongoing after a U.S. Marshal was injured and an undocumented immigrant was shot during an immigration operation.
Newly released body cam footage shows the moments after an ICE agent shot a man who authorities say struck and dragged the agent while getting away from a traffic stop and then crashing.
Just last month, a pastor was shot in the head with what appears to be a kind of pepper ball projectile while speaking outside an ICE detention facility in the Chicago suburb of Broadview.
It's just coming down to fascism. They're trying to lock down on what people are doing. They're trying to lock down on who's allowed to be here and who's not allowed to be here. And that's just not how America operates.
Do you feel like immigrants are especially important to the United States, whether they're documented or undocumented?
Extremely,
yeah. Talk to me a little bit about that.
They're extremely important. They make up our population. They're the people who have the jobs, right? They're doctors, they're policemen. There's a police officer who was arrested recently for being illegal, but he's been a police officer for years, right? And he didn't do anything wrong.
Talk to me about like cost of living issues as well. Is that something that you're anxious about?
Oh God, yeah, no. You can tell that the economy is going to shit. Groceries going up really high, right? Just the cost of rent, the cost of housing market has just been awful for way too long. There's a crash expected and it just did not happen. It just didn't. Nobody's buying homes, nobody can afford rent, nobody can afford groceries. It's terrible.
What are some of the policies you would like to see moving forward if, let's say, there is a big blue wave in the midterms?
I want to see free speech protected. I want to see the people here protected. I want to see taxes go down. I want to see the economy be stable, and I want to see my friends be able to live in America.
My name's Gloria Rosenthal.
The United States is supposedly one of the richest nations in the entire world, but do you personally feel that in Olean?
No, not at all. They've just done all this remodeling of the streets for a walkable Olean, but there's nowhere to walk to. It's a dead zone.
Talk to me a little bit about some of the frustrations that you've had with the current Trump administration.
The frustrations I have would be prices. Prices are going up. Jobs are terrible anymore. You can't, in this city, it's not even a city anymore, but you can't find a full-time, good-paying job with benefits. It's all part-time, 20 hours or less a week, and that's because the economy is tanking.
Did you get a chance to see the person who's running as a Democrat against Representative Langworthy?
I saw who he was. I didn't realize who he was until somebody pointed him out later. Said, sign this, said, call Langworthy. And I said, why? What's he going to do? Nothing. He goes, well, you need to meet our candidate. And I said, I don't care who he is, I'm voting for him.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now my privilege to introduce a man who is going to be the next congressman from the 23rd District in New York. Let's give him a big, warm Olean welcome. Our native son, Aaron Geese.
Thank you. I'd like to thank Voices of the People Movement for inviting me to come and speak today. I am Aaron Geese, and I am running for Congress in New York District 23, but I'm not here today as a candidate. I'm just here as a citizen, okay? Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, he says that these are Hate America rallies.
I encourage you to watch. We call it the Hate America rally that'll happen Saturday. Let's see who shows up for that. I bet you see pro-Hamas supporters. I bet you see Antifa types. I bet you see the Marxists in full display, the people who don't want to stand and defend the foundational truths of this republic.
I'm not here because I hate America. I'm here because I love America. I love this beautiful, imperfect country so much. But I want to share just 3 things that I love about America with you today. And maybe you love them too. Let's find out. I love that in America, we have freedom of speech and freedom of the press. Those freedoms allow us to uplift the voices of ordinary people. They allow us to innovate, to solve our problems in public, and maybe most importantly, to hold powerful people accountable. So I love freedom of speech and freedom of the press, and you reporters that are here, thank you. Keep doing what you do, we need you. I love freedom of religion. In America, I can follow my conscience, and so can you. The fact that we don't have an official religion here in America has enabled us to benefit from many cultures, and we have benefited, haven't we? And I'll tell you, we've learned here in America that we can disagree over even really important things and still be good neighbors. I love local government. I love that we have elections, not just for Congress and president, but for everything. In fact, we got one coming up in just a couple of weeks. And here's why I love that. The people that make the decisions that affect your daily life the most, they don't live in Washington. They live here. Yeah, they're your neighbors. I see a couple of them out in the crowd. They know you. They know your community. They care about you. And because of that, the decisions that they make are better decisions. Kings threaten all of this, don't they? Because kings make their countries about themselves. They are self-centered. Kings can't tolerate free speech and the freedom of the press. They need everybody to think like they do. Attacking comedians, attacking the broadcast license of their channels, extorting money from them, revoking the credentials of journalists at the Pentagon and the White House for reporting the news. It's unacceptable. Americans, we want to know what's really going on. We need to know what's really going on because we are in charge. In America, the people are sovereign, and we know that if it's not reporting, it's just PR. Kings don't like freedom of religion. They want everybody to believe the same way they do. Well, let me tell you something. America was founded on freedom of religion. Christian nationalism is a perversion of Christianity, but it's also a perversion of patriotism. To try to set up a state religion where everyone believes like the leader and everyone that doesn't is penalized is anti-American. Kings want to be in charge of everything, even and especially stuff that they don't know anything about. And there's a lot of stuff I could talk about, but in particular, sending federal troops to cities across the country, Chicago, Los Angeles, Portland, over the protests of local leaders who know those places, know those people, won't lead to peace. It will lead, it has led to chaos. It is not making us healthier or safer or richer. It is simply feeding the fragile ego of the would-be king. So we, all of us here, we reject monarchy. We reject monarchy because it so easily turns into tyranny. The president is a public servant. His role in the Constitution is to faithfully execute the laws. He is not above the law. He does not have the authority to use our Justice Department to prosecute his political enemies. He does not have the authority to withhold our money from cities and states that he wants to punish. And most of all, he does not have the authority to order our military to kill people that he chooses to call terrorists without any other due process. We, the American people, will not forget these abuses of our freedoms. We do not accept them. And we will hold President Trump and his enablers in Congress accountable. Here's how we do that. First, we have to hold them accountable at the ballot box on November 4th, when we will vote for state and local leaders who believe in freedom, democracy, and the rule of law. Second, we will meet their hatred every day, not with hate, and not, listen to me, not with contempt, but with love. We will meet their hatred with love for this beautiful, imperfect country that we are all privileged to be a part of. Finally, and if there are institutional leaders here, nonprofit leaders, business leaders here, listen to me. We gathered here will never pledge our allegiance to a king. We will never pledge our allegiance to a king, and so I ask you, all of you within the sound of my voice, tell me, to whom do you pledge allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. God bless you all, and God bless the United States of America.
Well, he challenged me, so I came over. He said they didn't. There was nobody over there that had a right to ask for the Epstein files, and I say yes because my kids were molested.
No, they're calling somebody a pedophile without any proof. Okay, that's one thing. You can't call people that is
I agree
defamatory.
With you
okay, it don't matter who it is, unless you have proof.
Unless you have proof.
Yeah, and they don't have any proof.
But the
So
Epstein
that
files will give the proof.
I don't know that.
Prince Andrew's already resigned. I don't care who they are.
Right, neither do I.
Rich, poor. I know they weren't poor, but I don't care who they are. I just want to know who they are and hold them accountable.
What's both of your opinion about the Trump administration's handling of ICE?
Well, ICE is an organization that is legally empowered to arrest, detain, and deport illegal aliens. And if you have a problem with that,
I do.
Address the situation. How many people do you think would be financially and legally 100% responsible for strangers that came into this country illegally?
I would. They're not bad people. There are bad white people. There's bad black people.
But you don't even know who's coming in. And obviously, you come into this country, you should respect the laws. And if you don't, you go through the process.
They're
they
trying.
Call it immigration process.
Give them due process. That's all. Just give them due process.
Joe Biden, border wide open, inviting everybody into the country. You got a mess. And common sense would tell you, you're in a boat. America is a boat.
Okay.
How many people can you take on board on your lifeboat?
As many as you have to.
Before
we're all immigrants.
Before it sinks, there should be a document. They should have to go through a lengthy vetting process to come here and be a citizen. If you want to enjoy all the rights it is to be an American, you should have to go through the process. And it's not a daily or a monthly. It could take a year.
I agree.
Yeah.
How vetted are these South Africans that they let into the country? Not.
Just talk to me about some of the policies you think should be at play when you think about what this generalized election that you can
MAGA
vote
men
in.
killed Kirk.
Those are wrong.
That's
retarded. You're just making crap up. Go away, lady. My gosh. Jeez. Good seeing you, buddy. Good seeing you.
So, who am I speaking with today?
My name's Kimberly Weichert. I'm from Eldred, Pennsylvania, right across the border.
Talk to me about why you decided to protest here today.
Well, actually, if you look down the list of fascism, everything is being ticked off one by one. And people don't believe it, but real people, when they come together, they actually get heard. And I think this is what we need to do.
I know there's kind of been a falling out with Elon Musk, but some of the people that are closely allies with Donald Trump are some of the richest people in the United States, if not the entire world. Is that something you point at and go, this is the start of an oligarchy?
I think that is exactly the type of oligarchy that we are worried about, because these people don't have the same everyday problems we do. They don't have medical bills sitting on their desks. They don't have a gas bill, an electric bill that you're wondering how you're going to get paid. They don't have to worry about that. They have maids and cooks and whatever they need. We have us. And, we need to protect us. This is our country.
You mentioned that Donald Trump does fit the characteristics of fascism, as you were talking about earlier. Do you think Trump is akin to a Nazi in many ways?
Akin to a new type of Nazi, but he's got the power, he's got the police, he's got his own money. He's setting up his kingdom. He is. But it's the peasants that need to stop him, because some of the kings didn't turn out so well.
So who am I speaking with here today?
Laura Rosenberger Heider. I've been studying environmental sciences for a long time, but listening to all these public hearings in California, like thousands of people commenting about the asthma, the cancer, and everything, the pollution from industries. And in spite of all those thousands of people, old Trump pushed the oil drilling over there.
It's called drill, baby, drill.
And now Trump just wants to put more oil drilling over there when they should be reducing it. They should be using the best available technology, and the oil companies try to get out of everything. They're negotiating exemptions to all the rules. National Academy of Sciences got together a whole bunch of scientists and experts to examine the facts and the new studies that came out. And they found these studies are showing more health effects from fracking. Like there's about 12 diseases linked to oil drilling and fracking and climate change.
What are some of the environmental impacts that you're seeing happen in Wellsville?
Oh, here cracking, the pipes have been pushing up. The gas pipes that go to people's meters have been pushing up when freezing and thawing and leaking and releasing natural gas. And it's enough to explode someone's home if they don't catch it in time. And the gas.
Who am I speaking with?
My name is Rich Gardner, and I'm the head marshal here for this protest.
Talk to me a little bit about the speech that happened today from someone that's running against Representative Langworthy.
District 23 has been red, that is Republican, forever and forever. And a lot of the representatives that we've had have spent most of their time on their couches doing nothing. We're getting a little tired of it, and it's a Republican town. And most people are registered as Republicans, but we're seeing people cross the aisle now in ways that we've never seen before. This, of course, is partly because Donald Trump is the president and his policies have angered a lot of people. So Aaron has an opportunity now to topple that roadblock, if you will, in our local politics. He's aware, he gets out, he talks to people at their homes, he goes to rallies like this, he cares. Nick Langworthy won't even show up at a town hall because he's afraid of the people that come there.
Do you think Representative Langworthy pays more attention or keeps his ear to the ground with his constituents here in District 23 or with higher administration stuff when it comes to Donald Trump?
I'm not really sure that he pays attention to anything.
What are some of the things that you're hearing today from Aaron Geese that got you a little bit excited?
Well, Aaron is somebody that knows that there are a lot of people who are economically depressed in this area. And poor people are taking a real hit in a lot of ways. Prices for groceries are up. Prices for things like toilet paper and bed sheets, stuff like that, are all up. Some people are having to go to the Salvation Army, go to the county to just stay alive. And Aaron is somebody who has said that he believes that everyone should be able to afford to pay their rent, have food on the table, put their kids to college, even if you've only got one job.
What's something that you think all voters should keep in mind when they're heading to the ballot for midterms?
Do you care about your children? Do you want them to have food and a good future? Or do you want them to be in constant fear of being taken away and shipped to Eritrea or somewhere else? If you want them to be safe, you want your kids and your future to be safe, come over to the Democratic side. We're the ones who care.
Well, it's been a long day here at Lincoln Park. 617 people, I think, was a total count that we just got from one of the marshals. Heard a lot of things today. A lot of people frustrated about the current Trump administration. People referring to it as fascist. One person said that he is akin to a Nazi. And we heard from Dr. Geese, who is the person that is running against Representative Langworthy. We did not know that he'd be here today. We're going to keep an ear to ground about how the election cycle in District 23 will go. But as we were leaving, we found a little list. It appears to be his speech notes. it mentions that, like, 3 reasons why he loves America, and it hits on all the things. He even spoke at one point about journalists. I guess what's important to keep in mind heading into how this election will figure out will be how can Dr. Geese listen to his constituents that feel like they're currently being unheard, because we live in a point in time in America where most people don't want to vote in an election, most people don't want to pay attention to politics, and it's part of the reason that I think he'll go into is that they feel unheard by politicians. So that's it. Joseph DeBell reporting back from Lincoln Park in Olean, New York.